If you spent any time looking for places to live abroad, one city keeps showing up: Medellín. Digital nomads talk about it, YouTubers recommend it, expats keep moving here. Some even call it the best city in Latin America. But here's the question: does Medellín actually deserve the hype? Because moving somewhere based on Instagram photos is a terrible idea. Palm trees, rooftop pools, mountain views, they only show part of the story. The real question isn't whether Medellín looks beautiful. The real question is, what does everyday life actually feel like? Can you afford a nice apartment? Is it safe? Can you live here without speaking Spanish? How much do groceries really cost? And after the honeymoon phase ends, would you still want to stay? That's exactly what we're going to find out. Unlike Bogota, Medellín feels smaller, greener, and much easier to navigate. Instead of sitting over 2,600 meters above sea level, Medellín lies in the Aburrá Valley at around 1,500 meters. That lower elevation gives it a warm, spring-like climate for most of the year, which is why it's often called the city of eternal spring. Average daytime temperatures usually stay between 22 and 28 degrees Celsius. That means no freezing winters, no extreme summer heat. For many people, it's close to perfect. But weather isn't the reason thousands of foreigners are moving here. It's the lifestyle: modern apartments, excellent cafes, fast internet, co-working spaces, a growing international community. And compared to many cities in North America or Western Europe, your money can still go much further here. Of course, Medellín isn't perfect. Rental prices have increased noticeably over the last few years, especially in neighborhoods popular with foreigners. Some areas are much safer than others, and living here is very different from visiting for a week. So in this video, we're skipping the tourist attractions. Instead, we'll answer one simple question: if you were moving to Medellín tomorrow, where would you live? How much would it cost? And would it actually be worth it? Let's start with the most important decision you'll make: choosing the right neighborhood. If you're moving to Medellín for the first time, don't make the mistake of choosing an apartment before choosing the neighborhood. Your experience here can be completely different depending on where you live. For most expats, there are two areas that stand out. The first is Laureles. If I had to recommend just one neighborhood for the average foreigner, this would probably be it. It's walkable, filled with cafes, local restaurants, gyms, supermarkets, and parks. It feels more Colombian than the city's tourist hotspots, while still being comfortable for remote workers and expats. To make this more realistic, let's look at an actual apartment currently listed in Laureles for around 3 to 4 million Colombian pesos per month. You can find a modern apartment with multiple bedrooms, a balcony, a spacious kitchen, and enough room to comfortably work from home. It's the kind of place many professionals would actually rent. Not a luxury penthouse, but a realistic everyday apartment. Now, compare that to San Lucas, an upscale part of El Poblado. Apartments here are usually larger, newer, and often come with extras, like a swimming pool, gym, private security, and underground parking. The trade-off is simple: you'll pay more. A similar apartment can easily cost 5 to 7 million pesos or more depending on the building and amenities. So which one is better? If you want the easiest transition into life in Colombia, enjoy international restaurants and don't mind paying a premium, San Lucas is a fantastic option. But if you're looking for the best balance between price, location, and everyday life, I'd choose Laureles. That's also why many long-term expats eventually move there after spending their first months in El Poblado. And here's something many videos don't mention: most locals don't search for apartments on Airbnb. They use websites like Finca Raíz or Metro Cuadrado, where long-term rentals are often much cheaper than short-term vacation listings. Spending just a little extra time looking through local listings can save you hundreds of dollars every month. Because in Medellín, finding the right apartment isn't just about saving money, it's about choosing the lifestyle you want to wake up to every morning. So, how expensive is everyday life in Medellín? The answer depends on one thing: are you living like a local or like a tourist? For most expats, a comfortable lifestyle, including rent, groceries, transportation, and occasional dining out, typically costs much less than in major US or Western European cities. Medellín isn't the bargain it was 10 years ago, but for many people, it still offers excellent value for money. Groceries are another pleasant surprise. Chains like D1, Éxito, Jumbo, and Carulla are found across the city. D1 is known for low prices on everyday essentials, while Éxito and Carulla offer a wider selection, including imported products. If you buy local brands, your grocery bill stays relatively low. Imported foods, however, can quickly increase your monthly spending. One thing you'll notice almost immediately is how affordable fresh fruit is. Mangoes, pineapples, papayas, mangoes, avocados, and dozens of tropical fruits are available year-round, often at prices that surprise visitors from North America or Europe. Another app you'll probably install during your first week is Rappi. Need groceries? Rappi. Forgot your phone charger? Rappi. Want dinner delivered? Rappi. It's one of the most widely used apps in Colombia and quickly becomes part of everyday life. The same goes for WhatsApp. Your landlord uses it, your barber uses it. Restaurants take reservations through it. Even many small businesses prefer WhatsApp over email or phone calls. If you're planning to work remotely, Medellín is one of the strongest cities in Latin America. Reliable fiber internet is common in the most popular neighborhoods, and cafes are full of freelancers, entrepreneurs, and remote workers. Co-working spaces are everywhere, especially around Laureles and El Poblado. One thing that surprises many newcomers is how social the city feels. People spend time outdoors. Parks are busy, restaurants stay lively, coffee shops are full from morning until evening. Even after a few weeks, it's easy to understand why so many people plan to stay for 3 months and ended up staying for years. But before you start packing your bags, there's one topic we still need to talk about: safety. Because Medellín has changed dramatically over the last few decades, but there are still a few things every newcomer should know. If there's one question almost everyone asks before moving to Medellín, it's this: is it safe? The honest answer is safer than its reputation, but not as carefree as many cities in Europe. Medellín has changed dramatically over the past 2 decades. Neighborhoods that were once considered dangerous have seen major investment, new public spaces, and improved infrastructure. Today, millions of people go to work, meet friends, enjoy cafes, and live perfectly normal lives every single day. But that doesn't mean you should switch off your common sense. One phrase you'll hear again and again in Colombia is "no dar papaya." It means don't make yourself an easy target. For example, most locals don't walk around with their phone in their hand. If they need directions, they'll often step inside a cafe or shop before checking Google Maps. If they're waiting for an Uber, many wait inside the building until the driver arrives. These small habits quickly become second nature. Another thing worth knowing is that Medellín is a city of neighborhoods. Walking through Laureles feels very different from walking through some less developed parts of the city late at night. That's why asking, "Is Medellín safe?" isn't really the right question. A better one is, which neighborhood are we talking about? For most expats living in Laureles, El Poblado, or San Lucas, everyday life feels comfortable as long as they use the same awareness they would in any large city. And finally, don't let old headlines shape your opinion. The Medellín of today is not the Medellín most people remember from documentaries about the 1980s and 90s. It's a modern city that still has challenges, but it's also home to universities, tech startups, international businesses, and a growing expat community. The key isn't being afraid, it's understanding the city you are living in. And once you do, Medellín starts feeling much smaller than it first appears. After looking at the neighborhoods, the apartments, the prices, the food, and the safety, there's only one question left. Would I actually move to Medellín? For me, the answer is yes, but probably not for the reason you think. It isn't because Medellín is the cheapest city in Latin America. It isn't. And it isn't because it's the safest. There are cities that score better in both categories. The reason is balance. Few cities offer this combination of spring-like weather, modern apartments, fast internet, great cafes, beautiful mountain views, and a growing international community, all at a cost that's still lower than many major cities in the United States or Western Europe. Of course, Medellín isn't perfect. Rent has become more expensive over the last few years, especially in neighborhoods popular with foreigners. Learning at least basic Spanish will make your life much easier. And like any major city, choosing the right neighborhood makes a huge difference. But if you are a remote worker, a digital nomad, or simply looking for a city where your money goes further without giving up comfort, Medellín deserves to be on your shortlist. If I were moving here tomorrow, I'd probably choose Laureles. It offers the best balance of price, walkability, and local atmosphere. If my budget was larger and I wanted premium buildings, luxury amenities, and the easiest transition as a foreigner, I'd look at San Lucas or other parts of El Poblado. In the end, I don't think Medellín is a city that changes your life overnight. It's a city that slowly grows on you. The neighborhood cafe where the staff remember your order, the mountains surrounding the city every morning, the perfect weather that makes you want to spend more time outside, the convenience of having almost everything within a short walk, or a quick delivery through Rappi. Those are the things that people rarely mention, but they're often the reasons people stay much longer than they originally planned. So, would I recommend Medellín? Absolutely. Just don't move here. because someone on YouTube told you it's paradise. Move here because it matches the lifestyle you're looking for. If you enjoyed this guide and want to see more cities like this, make sure to subscribe. Next time, we'll explore another city and answer the same question: what's it really like to live there? Thanks for watching.